gosh, growing up too
If I
fast.
spin you anymore, you'll be dizzy before lunch, my baby.
Or maybe your father will be the one who gets dizzy.
Daddy, watch me.
Look at our little princess. Please be careful, princess. Vivian, hope you're enjoying yourself.
Of course, I'm fine, just overwhelmed. Little brat. Everything always comes so easily for you.
What if I tell you that on a Sunday afternoon where my parents held this charity event, my life flashed before my eyes. And on this day, my life changed for the better. My name is Grace Williams, and I was 7 years old. On this Sunday afternoon, my father decided to launch his charity event on a modern mansion decorated for an elegant charity event with white tents, colorful balloons, fresh flowers, photographer taking beautiful pictures, well-dressed guests, definitely mingling, children laughing and playing on the green lawn. And yes, before I forget, Auntie Vivian. Auntie Vivian. Auntie Vivian was my mother's junior sister, who usually comes to the house and spend weekends or days. While my parents trained me as a little child, she envied that beautiful family because she was a single girl at 35 with no husband nor children. She was so miserable. Seeing my parents love on me gave her the ick in her tummy that made her sick and filled with jealousy. The beautiful William Mansion is alive with laughter, white tents, colorful balloons, elegant flower arrangements, and the live music that fills the garden as guests arrive for the Williams Foundation annual charity event. Children play happily while photographer captures memorable moments. While I run across the lawn, laughing and giggling as I chase bubbles with other children. I ran to my parents and said, "Mom, Dad, watch me." My parents turned around with a proud smile. And my dad said, "There she is, our little princess." My mom laughed and said, "She's been running around all afternoon. I don't think she's tired at all. This girl." And I twirled around with a hug and smile. "Did you see that, Mom?" I spun all on myself. My dad laughed so much. "I sure did. That was amazing, my daughter." I giggled and ran into Daniel's arm, who is my dad, by the way. My dad lifts me high into the air and spins me around with joy. I laughed with excitement loudly. And I said to my dad, "Dad, again, please." And my dad gradually set me down. And he said, "If I spin you one more time, you'll be dizzy before lunch." My mom smiled and looked at us. And she said, "Or maybe your father will be the one who gets dizzy this time around." Afterwards, a photographer approaches my parents and he said, "Mr. and Mrs. Williams, may I take a family photo?" And my father said, "Of course, sure, why not?" And the family, we all stand together and took this beautiful picture. I hugged both my parents and it came out so beautiful. Camera flashes, and sure, it was a beautiful one. "Everyone smile again," he said. Another camera flashed. A guest approaches my mom and she said, "Sarah, this is another wonderful charity event, you know. Every year you make it even more beautiful." And my mom smiled and said, "Oh, thank you so much. We just want our families and children to have a day they will never forget." And the guest said, "You're truly making a difference. I really must confess." My mom responded and she said, "That means a lot to hear, my sis." And they both smiled and hugged each other while they cheered as well and celebrated with joy. Auntie Vivian. Auntie Vivian was standing by herself with a cup of glass, antisocial and confused. Not knowing that she had a plan up her sleeve, waiting for the next minute to strike. She stand there with hidden intentions, hidden jealousy, all wrinkled on her face, pondering on what to do next. Vivian stands alone with a glass of juice in her hands, while my father saw her a little bit lost and confused, looking a little bit sad on her face. He approaches her and said, "Hey Vivian, hope you're alright. You look a little bit tired, or should I say you look a little bit stressed out." And Vivian faked that smile and said, "Yes sir, I'm fine, I'm alright." And my dad looked at her again and asked, "Is everything alright? You sure can share with me, you know." And she said, "Sir, I'm okay. I just, after the long trip yesterday, I'm a bit tired." And my dad said, "Oh, sorry about that. You'll be fine. If you need anything else, just let me know. Or you can also tell your sister. I'll see you soon." And he walked off politely. After that day, I ran back to my parents as I went to them and told them that please, I would like to go play with the rest of the kids around the fountain. And my dad adjusted my bracelet, my beautiful diamond bracelet, as they hugged me and both kissed me on my forehead as I ran towards the fountain and played with the other kids. Later that day, I ended up playing with some balloons and the kids who came for the event as well, while Vivian slowly walks towards me and she smiles warmly and said, "Grace, come here." And I went to meet her and I said, "Auntie Vivian," and she told me, "Would you like to help me with a little surprise for mommy?" And I smiled and said, "Oh wow, surprise?" And she said, "Yes, it's only a minute, And I happily followed her. And I told her, "Auntie, please, what's the surprise?" And she said, "Don't worry, it won't take that long. Come, let me show you. Come with me." As I followed Auntie Vivian. Despite Vivian's warm smile that day, she did secretly plan something. And as a kid, she was my mother's sister anyways. I gave her that trust. I followed her. But none did I know that this lady had something drastic planned that day. Took me away from my parents for years, and this scene changed my life. My mother suddenly noticed that I was missing. She looks around the crowded charity garden within the fear, while my father approaches her as he noticed that she was restless in fear. The guests began turning towards my mom as concern spread through the event. The joyful celebration begins turning into panic as my mom repeatedly calling my name. "Grace! Has anyone seen Grace? I mean, she was here with the kids not too long ago." While searching the garden, my father notices my mother's fear begins to turn into tears and sorrow while they search together. The festive atmosphere became silent as gradually everybody notices that a little child has been missing. While Vivian pretends to search for me. The police officers arrived with flashing lights outside the Williams mansion at sunset. Inspector David Cole, with his notepad, walked towards my parents for questioning, while other officers organized a search of the estate. At this point, the guests stand nearby, watching in concern. "Hello, sir. I'm Inspector David Cole. Please tell me exactly what actually happened here earlier today." And my mother started crying. And she said, "She was right here. I was with the guest and my husband. And before we knew it, we couldn't find her." At this point, while my mom uttered her words in tears, Mr. David writes in his notebook. And he said, "Ma'am, what was Grace actually wearing?" And at this point, my mother struggled to speak because she was becoming numb. And later she came out and said, "A white dress with blue flowers, blue cardigan, and the beautiful diamond bracelet that we just gave her in this event today. My father looks directly at the officer and said, "Please, officer, bring our daughter home," as he shook his head and his heart pounded as he felt slight pain around his chest, like never before. At this point, the officer guaranteed my parents that he was going to find me. And later the night falls. The search team spread through the woods with flashlights. Police dogs search nearby. As my mom cries in my father's arm, Inspector David notices a small white ribbon lying on the ground near the edge of the property. He slowly picks it up. It matches the ribbon Grace wore in her hair, the detective said. My father looked into the darkness as he tried to pet my mom not to cry any longer. My father's expression became very serious. As my father said quietly, "This wasn't an accident.